What's up, everybody? It's your boy BLG here, and today I got It's Muggy. He's a longtime friend of mine, and he is a Nintendo fanatic, which is kind of the whole thing that we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. I want to hear his thoughts. He's definitely way more knowledgeable on Nintendo and the way they've been running their business for a while. So for those that don't know, we did a segment on Unknown Society podcast where we talked about my experience with buying the Switch 2 at launch, and a lot of people were mad. So I just wanted to quickly hear his thoughts on it because Muggy here has some pretty strong opinions on the Switch 2. So we're gonna start off with, what are your thoughts on the Switch 2?
Very, very strong thoughts. Switch 2, overpriced for sure.
Overpriced for sure. I think the starting price on day one was about almost $700 for me.
Yeah, it was up
with
there.
The Switch and 2 games. He was very mad when I bought it.
I was disappointed.
But yeah, I just wanted to hear, like, what do you think the pricing structure of the Switch should be at for the console? Because you gotta think, we have the Steam Deck, we have the Asus ROG Ally, we have a plethora of handhelds that are kind of priced lower but way more competitive.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Definitely, I'm more confused why they went with a higher price point,
right,
considering the market you just established.
Mm-hmm.
It is there, and there are better options overall because you have PC handhelds,
right,
and anything in between. I think that the Switch 2 honestly should have been priced at least the most $400, and that's being generous.
I would say they could have probably gotten away with maybe like
$375, $400.
Yeah,
I don't think.
It's $450 now, but it was $500 at launch.
It's still too much.
Yeah,
especially because it's probably one of the least creative kind of consoles they put out.
Yeah,
it's just a sequel.
It's definitely a rehashing of the last generation.
Yes,
that is like, there's not a lot new to offer me, and like Nintendo is only doing what other companies have been doing for years at this point, which is high performance. You just now started and you want to charge us an extra $100 for it. So I definitely get it. I definitely think that the Switch 2 could have been sold at $400 if there was more to offer on the system than just like a really poorly designed Mario Kart game. And that's pretty much it. Like, games that I've already played. You were saying earlier that the Switch 2 is basically like a Switch Pro.
Yeah.
But with none of the benefits of what you would get with like a PS5 Pro. Whereas you have all these new first party title games. The Switch at the time wasn't worth it because it didn't have those.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, the Switch 1 is great. It's definitely one of their best consoles.
Mm-hmm.
How much was like the OLED? Like $350, maybe closer to $400 on a really bad market. But that's not the Switch Pro. The Switch 2 is the Switch Pro, and it's got like 3 exclusive games when it first came out, and now all the games are just coming out now, and it's still not really hitting that exclusivity.
Yeah, it's definitely getting better in terms of like first-party title games that are coming out, because like we just got Pocopia. My girlfriend's been playing it. He knows. She's obsessed.
She loves it.
And we got a couple of new titles like Kirby Air Ride games. That's pretty interesting. We haven't had that in a while.
We got a new Yoshi game coming out.
Oh, I was just thinking about that the other day. We need more Yoshi. I do feel like we should have had that at launch.
Yeah.
And I hate this argument that people have, because you've heard it. I'm sure you've heard it on your channel, or people are just like, well, Nintendo has always not released games at launch. And it's like, why though? Why release this? I feel like they kind of killed the hype for the Switch 2 because they didn't just have a bunch of games in the, in the chamber waiting.
Yeah, the development's slower. I mean, like you said earlier, they're just getting into HD and this and that. I mean, they barely reached that with the Wii U.
Right.
They were 10 years too late with that. And now they're just getting into these heavy developed games.
Yeah.
But they're not that graphically demanding in comparison to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and all that stuff. Like your Yoshi game, your Kirby game, your Mario game are still gonna look cartoony and bright and colorful. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
The real problem, if they were like, hey, our next game is gonna look next gen, it's gonna be the most realistic looking Mario, Kirby, Yoshi, Zelda game ever.
God, please don't do that.
they're still very they have their own art style. Yeah. Shell shaded and colorful and bright. They're not complex in terms of what like the everyday AAA game is trying to do.
But it's still, there's still something to say, because you are just now getting into the realm of performance where the rest of the gaming industry has been involved on that side of things for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And you're trying to pass up something that should be standard as something that is premium. And that's why I have an issue with it, personally.
I'll tell you what, Nintendo's hitting two of those things that you're saying about premium experience. Their games are hitting the open world aspect.
Yeah,
that's what they're hitting, which is what any other AAA game is trying to hit.
Yeah.
And their price point.
Yeah.
That's really it. You know, maybe runtime for their games, like if they maybe go for 80 hours. That's really it. At the end of the day, they're very simple because they're designed for a younger audience.
Yeah, they're usually focused towards like a family-friendly audience for sure.
So it's kind of hard when your family-friendly audience is an expensive console with not many games. You have to also realize you need to cut the Switch 1 library from that.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the Switch 2 specifically on its own, yes, it has backwards compatibility. It's great. Honestly, that console would fail without it.
Yeah, it would have.
And I feel like that's kind of one of those points people are missing.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because this is something that like Nintendo has done in the past, which is like bring, you know, that backwards compatibility. And they've even like released games. They were still releasing games for like the DS during the transition to the DSi. And same thing with well, not with GameCube to Wii, because GameCube was kind of already dead in the water and they were already moving on. But they have released games for older consoles while releasing newer
think
consoles
of it like this.
before.
The Wii U to Switch.
Yeah,
right? You have your Wii U games, that console flopped.
Yes.
They re-released those to the Switch as a deluxe version, whatever. N64 to GameCube did not have that.
Yeah,
N64 games and GameCube completely different. The only games you had from N64 were like a port on a GameCube disc.
Yeah.
Like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but like that's it.
And that's a good, like, I'm happy about the backwards compatibility. Like, that's never an issue that I have.
Oh, it's a plus.
It is always a plus, but I think the problem is this whole life cycle of the Switch 2 so far has been like, you could play these 10-year-old games,
but better,
and for more money, and that's not a good fucking market
for a new console.
Yeah, it's not a market strategy.
If it's a Switch Pro, that'd be different. You know, the things that gotten years ago.
Exactly. They're kind of having a bit of that Wii U curse.
They're having a weird identity crisis with Switch 2.
Yes. Let's move on to the next question though. So like with my clip that kind of went a little, not viral, but it definitely did well than other clips. People were saying that I'm tripping over a $10 difference. There was a lot of tariff talks, because we all know. There was a lot of tariff talks. It really is only like physical games are a $10 difference. But the problem that I have with that, as we previously stated, is a lot of these games are already 7 to almost 10 years old.
Yep.
And they're still charging me $10 extra from the release price of these games. They never go on sale. Like, Nintendo is notorious for never putting their exclusives on sale. And even if they do, it's still like too much money. Like, I'm just gonna say it, like Breath of the Wild is really worth like $20 to me. Maybe 25.
Well,
the lowest Breath of the Wild, and the lowest Breath of the Wild has ever been on sale for is $40
at most, and that should be honestly the standard for release titles.
It should be
on your newer consoles.
Right, that's like how much games used to cost in general.
I'll give you a comparison. On the Wii, you had the Nintendo Select. It was like their best-selling games that they wanted people to play.
Right.
They would go on their Nintendo Selects and they would sell them $20 on the same console. Why isn't it that? Why isn't it on the Wii U? It's like, well, yeah, you get backwards compatibility. You go to the store, you buy your Nintendo Select game, Mario Galaxy, great game.
Yeah.
$20. Switch 2. Because they got like a re-release for Switch 1, Switch 2, $70.
Yeah, I just feel like I would be okay with like a $70 price tag for a newer game, and even then that's still pushing it for me personally. 7-year-old games, which, like, let's be honest, it's like Breath of the Wild has spanned the 2 consoles.
Yep.
It's spanned 2 consoles already. It spanned from the Wii U on over to the Switch.
And now it's on the Switch too.
7 years later, it's on the Switch too. I don't think we should be paying $70 if I want to buy it and all the DLC. And then now they're talking about potentially increasing prices, which is just a rumor. I'm not going to give too much credence to that, but the rumor is they're looking at like $100 games plus with DLC. It definitely seems like like Nintendo has been trying to like set this precedent that, hey, you know what? People are gonna buy our games anyways because the IP that we own is so like held dearly.
I always dislike that mentality.
I hate that mentality.
I really hate it.
I hate that mentality. Meanwhile, you have games like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight could have easily sold for $60 a copy.
Yep.
Could have easily sold for $60 a copy. It took them like damn near 3 years to make that game. It was a long wait. We got it. That game is like one of the most highest grossing games within the last year.
Silksong.
Yeah, Silksong is crazy.
Crushing it.
And
it's
$20.
Yeah, $20.
So it's not to say that these companies can't do it. I just think like, and I get it, like, is, you know, typical capitalist bullshit. If you're gonna like sell something, why not get the most money out of it? But it's just like, again, these, you know, why is it that they get to decide the value of their product when the value is actually in what we deem it to be as the consumer, right?
Yes.
And it's such a gross mentality.
It's very gross.
Yeah.
Your re-releases should always be cheaper than when it was.
Yeah. Unless if it's like a remaster, which...
Well, no, well, that's a different realm. That's a different conversation.
Right.
Any re-releases, specifically a port, a re-release, even if it's like, hey, we upscaled the textures a little bit, but it's the same game. Like, nothing, not even the modeling.
Right. And
always be cheaper when you release it 100%. On a console.
And I want to like re-emphasize what I mean by like remaster, because technically the Breath of the Wild that's out right now is a remaster. Technically, but I don't mean like a remaster by like a marginal slight performance difference.
Breath of the Wild is a port.
It's a port
Because there's no remastered elements. They didn't enhance anything.
It's just the marginal performance. That's what I mean.
When games get performance boosts, I guess we can come to
we can keep it going.
When games get performance boosts, like frames and resolution, that is in some aspect maybe considered
that's what I mean. I
don't consider it as a remaster. That's just the benefits of the hardware doing the work. That's not, they don't touch the game. The console's doing the work. When they remake the models,
I get what you mean.
When they do higher fidelity textures, like completely new shit.
And that's what I meant by remaster.
Yes.
Like, I just know some people are in my comments gonna be like, well, you're getting a performance boost, so technically, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's still the same game, just more optimized.
Yeah, it runs better, looks nicer.
That's literally it.
Mario Galaxy on Switch is a remaster.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got the textures are completely I say completely reworked, but they are higher resolution.
And doesn't it come packaged with 2 other games?
It comes, no, you're thinking 3D All-Stars, but the Mario Galaxy 1+2.
Okay, so it's 2 games.
Specifically that version. Those games got a remastered.
How much is it?
$70.
I haven't heard too many complaints on it.
Everybody loves Mario Galaxy.
But you're getting a lot though.
Mario Galaxy's already on Switch. With the 3D All-Star.
That was
$60 and it came with 3 games.
Okay, see, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's a hard one.
That's a hard sell.
That's a hard sell, yeah.
You were talking about Shadow of the Colossus. You just mentioned it.
Yeah.
That is a perfect representation of what we see as like the original game, the remastered, and the remake.
Yeah,
the original game on PS2. You saw it. I showed it to you yesterday. The remastered that was on PlayStation 3. Yes, it had better performance and better frames, but they did rework the textures and improve some things in terms of modeling. But it's just old game looked nicer.
Yeah.
The remake, they completely
rebuilt
the game from the ground up, and it looks incredible. Remake.
Yeah, I appreciate that you are hitting that, because that's exactly where I was going with that.
Yes.
It's like a marginal boost in performance isn't worth a $20 difference on a game. It's not worth it.
It shouldn't even be more than the original game, or more than the standard price of like $60.
Right. And I know like a lot is going on in the world right now. Obviously, we got tyrants running these markets. I'm looking at you, Micron.
Living's expensive.
Yeah,
things are pricier.
It's definitely like, sure, they have to keep up with the times, but like, guys, let's be honest, like, companies don't have to upcharge you. They don't.
They have the money.
Nintendo is $1 billion company.
They have the money. You don't have the money.
They have enough money to wipe their ass with, okay?
Yeah.
They could literally, they're printing money. That's how much money they have. They don't have to charge you like that much for it is, and like you said, Breath of the Wild isn't a remake from the ground up. It's not even really a remaster. They didn't really touch the game. Literally, the only difference is it's just on hardware that could run it the way it should be ran.
Yep.
That's literally it. It's just on hardware that can do the 60 in 4K, and that's it. And then the 4K is a whole other debacle that we have to get into.
It's nice, but you know.
I hear the Switch 2 has this thing where, and I don't know, this is speculation.
Right.
But I guess like there was some rumors that Switch 2's 4K will like purposely go back down to 1080.
Yeah, so they have a thing. I might be wrong on the exact word.
Yeah. Don't take our word for this.
But think of it like adapting resolution.
Yeah.
They have a term for it.
Yeah.
I need to double check that. But they do have a thing that the resolution does change on the fly as you're playing the game.
Yeah.
You just don't notice it because you're just moving and doing stuff and whatever.
Yeah. And that's to keep like the fidelity of the frame rate going up.
Keep the frame rate as high as they can. If you're running it in like you said, 60 solid or 120, because it can do 120 on the dock mode.
Yes. I didn't even know it could do 120.
That is what's happening. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's not 4K. That is specifically 1080p.
Yeah.
But when you're playing in 4K and you're like, man, this game is in 4K and it's running 60.
Yeah.
It's not actually 4K. Yeah, on your TV it's displaying 4K.
Yeah.
The output's the 4K, but your game running internally is not 4K.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on that remake just because I do feel like people are going to misconstrue what I mean on that. And I do feel like it is a really good like thing to set boundaries on, especially when we're talking about like what we're willing to pay for games that are already been out. You know, we have to establish what constitutes a remake, a remaster, what constitutes those things, because like ultimately it is us as the consumer who sets the value on those things.
Give me a reason to like why I should pay this much for this.
Yeah, and don't just give me like new items. Like don't give me shitty DLC.
Don't give me a minor shitty DLC and it's $20.
That's like
more.
10 minutes of like new content.
No.
Like I hate that shit. All right, moving on. I just want to know what you would like to see from Nintendo, like moving forward.
A lot.
But
a few minor things. I do want to see them be much more consumer friendly for sure.
100%.
In regards to price point, in terms of the quality of the games.
Right.
What the games they are releasing, the accessibility those games offer in their options menu.
Yeah.
The way they treat their fans when it comes to how they use their IPs.
Yes.
Fan games, ROM hacks.
Yeah.
Tournaments for
I was just gonna say that.
Smash Brothers. A lot of things.
And the right to repair.
Yes.
I think the right to repair is such a big thing because Nintendo is definitely one of those companies that's like, you're gonna use our $60 charger, you're gonna use our $80 controllers, you know, anything else outside of that will have some drawbacks or some features that'll be like essentially paywalled.
Yeah.
Like there's certain controllers that like aren't as good on the Switch just because it's a third-party controller versus like having an actual pro controller.
Right.
Yeah. And I think those are all good things that would make me happy as a Nintendo fan as well. I think you hit it on the nose, especially with them tournaments.
Yeah, anything that's community driven.
Yeah.
Nintendo hates that.
They do.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
If it's not them making the money, specifically Nintendo, they don't want you to have that.
And it's annoying because like I feel like Nintendo, one of the things that they have on people that a lot of people don't have, and I feel like it's the most underrated like thing people talk about with Nintendo, is their esports.
Yes.
Like Nintendo has the opportunity to really like blow up esports in an even bigger way than it already is.
Heck, even for the eyes of a company, that's a huge market.
Yeah. And I do get why they don't, because it's really risky. Like esports are super risky.
Right.
But I'm not saying have your own team.
But they have the resources to handle that
Yeah,
stuff.
they do. Again, billion-dollar company. But I'm just saying, give us tournaments.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to have your own team. or nothing, but like maybe sponsor a tournament. There's plenty of big money tournaments out there for Smash, Mario Kart, fucking Splatoon even.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of tournaments that you could sponsor that already has the money there.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned Splatoon because I vividly remember the Switch, if not the Switch 2, featuring their marketing of Splatoon tournaments.
Yes.
And I'm here thinking like they shut down like tournaments left and right.
They did. So those are just things I would like to see as well.
One thing, big thing, like I mentioned before, their fans. Their love for their fans and anything that's fan-driven made content. I'm gonna say it, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yes.
They love their fans.
It's true.
They go on, if you've seen on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, they love their fans. They showcase their fan games, their fan art, their projects, anything.
Yes.
And they do repay them back.
And some of them Sega fans be crazy.
Sega fans are crazy, we know
some
why.
Of them be crazy.
But hey, they repay them back. You know why? When they make a game or when they make a movie product. And they do it for the fans.
Yeah, it's never. Yeah, I will say Sega definitely does really good with tailoring those experiences specifically to the people who have been buying their games for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, they don't try to dip into markets that just aren't there yet, or they don't try to appeal to one small marginal aspect of the market. Because, okay, I understand Nintendo's bread and butter is the family market. Just logically speaking, that's their biggest market. It's gonna be towards kids and parents who have kids.
Yeah.
Right? But let's not act like it is us, the fans who grew up with Nintendo and that have ridden for Nintendo for years. Let's not act like we're the backbone of making sure that Nintendo gets to our kids. Let's not act like we're not the backbone to spreading that so more kids could enjoy the same things that we enjoyed growing up. So I think they should be targeting us way more, but they really don't. They really don't.
No,
they really
we're
don't.
The kids that they were, marketing towards. Now adults, and some of us have kids, some don't.
Yeah.
But you want to continue that cycle.
Right.
I'd hate to tell my son or daughter one day, sorry, I can't get you the Switch 5 because it's $2,000.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not saying don't focus on families, because that's always been like the thing about Nintendo.
Right, so they should be focusing, hey, we're making a product for generally a lot of people. We are trying to keep our prices lower.
Yeah.
Because our games are, in retrospect, are simpler and much more quicker to put out. But outside of other things like RAM prices and tariffs and whatever, anything that is not their control, they have the ability to drop some prices.
Yeah. Nintendo could take a loss on a few things and make up the money elsewhere.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. So I think that's all good things that I think Nintendo should focus on.
They need to love their fans.
They do. You gotta cultivate that. Like, cultivate that love for your fans while also trying to market to newer, younger fans that could potentially be there for you during the next generation.
Well, because at the end of the day, that market that they always try to hit, that's not always there for each console that they release. Like with the Wii and the casual audience. They weren't there for the Wii U.
Yeah, they weren't.
And they didn't show up for the Switch 2, for the Switch 1 because because the fans.
The trust.
So,
you broke the trust with the average consumer with the Wii U, but the fans of the
ones that came back
are the ones that were there championing the Switch. I think that's all good commentary, honestly. And then now, the next thing I want to ask you, just to wrap up this video, because I think we got a lot of good just talking points. Before we pass it back to you guys as the viewers, I want to know Muggy's 3 favorite Nintendo games of all time.
My favorite games of all time.
Okay.
All right. This one is definitely one that a lot of people will like to say that it is, but it isn't. Luigi's Mansion.
Of course.
Luigi's Mansion is the most tailored game for what I like. Video game for me. I love Luigi. I love the Luigi's Mansion series. Hate 2. I'm gonna say it. All right. You guys ever seen anything on my channel? You guys know I hate that game, but I did play it multiple times. Number 1 game of all time, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Number 2. Oh man, they're up there. But if I had, Mario 64.
Yeah.
Mario 64 is the game everyone would say is their top 1. And
Yeah.
technically, I would say that. But, like, personally, it is Luigi's Mansion on top and Mario 64. I play those games neck and neck.
He does.
Those are like,
he really
they
does.
would be top spot, but if I had to do 1 to 3, Mario 64, I mean, how could you beat it? It's basically the godfather for most 3D games. It is the standard that Nintendo should always focus when it comes to
achieve
fun first, then function. I'm surprised they even were able to figure it out for the first time on 3D. And they needed.
Well, they didn't figure it all
out.
out.
No, that's what I'm saying. But they figured a lot out.
But they did
set the
standard.
They set the standard.
You guys don't understand. He's not lying about his love for Mario 64. Every time he's here, he plays it at least once.
I played it on the original console. That's what I was birthed into the world into. Mario 64. I played it on the DS, Mario 64 DS.
Yes,
I played it on the Wii. I played it on the Wii U. I played it on modded console.
Right.
I played it on the Vita.
Yeah.
I played it on the Vita. I played it on stupid shit on my phone, on
legally.
my PC. Legally. I played it with ray tracing. Like, you can play Mario 64 is just
in so many different ways.
There's so many different ways you can play it, and it's the most accessible to a lot of people for many consoles, official and unofficial.
Yeah.
Greatest
100%.
game of all time, honestly.
Yeah.
And I guess
third.
Number 3, Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda, Majora's
That's a good
Mask.
one.
It's so good. It's so different for the right reasons. It doesn't need to focus too much on a gimmick, which it does have.
Yeah, it definitely is gimmicky.
Time is the gimmick, but it's not like modern Nintendo games. Where their gimmick is the control. Or the function of something.
Or like crafting.
Yeah. No, Majora's Mask, for a game that was rushed, for a game that had like a year development time.
Which is crazy to think about.
They did, were reusing assets, but they made a completely different game that definitely has kept a lot of people going back to it.
Yeah.
It's it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's, I just love the aesthetic. It's just a lot for it.
Yeah, I really love when Zelda has this like dark fantasy aesthetic. For me, my top 3s.
I'm curious.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, because you're not like, you have just kind of more recently gotten into a lot of Nintendo games. Some you've yet to ever play.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna off rip, number 1 like game of all time for me is Ocarina of Time.
That's great.
Zelda, obviously. Zelda was like so transformative for me, and I also feel like Zelda contributed a large portion of my love for music, because I would literally just like pop the cartridge in and just hear the like
one thing
starting
every Zelda game's got good is music.
Yeah, and Zelda has always had banger music for sure. Next one, I'm not like a crazy fan, so I don't know a lot of the lore like you do, but definitely Star Fox for sure. Because my dad. So I have this whole story where my dad brought an SNES home one time, and I watched him like play Star Fox for a month straight and beat it, and it was just such a core memory to me.
That's a very big core memory.
Yeah, so Star Fox for sure.
My love for Star Fox is different than most people. I got into Star Fox Adventures. To me, it would be my top 5.
Yeah.
Right? Because Ocarina of Time would be under Majora's Mask, and it would be Star Fox Adventures.
Right.
I love that game, even though it's very just Zelda clone.
Yeah, it's different than the other Star
But
Fox.
in terms of like just the whole aesthetic of the series, right?
Yeah.
Those characters are just so cool.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing Star Fox 64 for its space shooting on-rail shooter, or Adventures for its Zelda clone-like style, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, you're playing a Star Fox.
Right.
There's so much potential.
Yeah, there is a lot of potential in Star Fox. I definitely feel like it's a game that Nintendo should make better.
Maybe a game they should work on themselves.
Yeah.
And not third-party studios.
Third favorite. This is gonna kind of be just a little of a weird one for me, because I haven't played a lot of Kirby. But there's one Kirby game that really stuck out for me.
Which one is that?
In my life, and that's Kirby Squeak Squad on the.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, Kirby
Squeak
Squad.
That's a goated one.
On the DS, bro, was just different for me, for sure. But those are probably my top 3 favorites of all time.
That's very different than what I got, and that's cool because, like you said, you have like a very different kind of experience with Nintendo in terms of what games you did play. You see, it doesn't matter.
I think that's what's great about Nintendo.
That's what I'm saying. Like Nintendo is great at reaching for everyone. There's always something for someone.
Yeah.
Right now, of recent time, it is kind of disheartening for someone who grew up.
It is
with Nintendo since day one to see more of a greedier, sometimes lazier side. If it's not Mario, if it's not Zelda, it's not.
It's basically whatever, or Pokemon.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah, but even then, like,
Pokemon is so big, it's its own company.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, and even then, like, the last few Pokemon games haven't been good.
Yeah, they've been pretty.
They haven't been good basically since the 3DS. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming to this video. I hope you guys like it. It's a little bit of a different kind of video, more podcasty. Go check out Muggy's channel. Where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube. It's Muggy. You know, there's no apostrophe for some reason, but weekly and do live streams on the weekend. So yeah, come check it out. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming, man.
Of course, I know we love talk about Nintendo off camera, and
we
like
talk about Nintendo
something
quite often.
to do. We might do something more like this in the future, but yeah, I did enjoy this.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you for coming. We'll see you guys later.
The panic, the women is stranded, the men on the run. The profits abandoned, the law take advantage. The market is crashing, the industry wants niggas and bitches to sleep in the box while they making a mockery following us. This ain't monopoly, watching for luck. This ain't monogamy, y'all getting fucked.